Do you feel like work is consuming your life? What if I told you it's possible to excel at work and enjoy your personal life? It's transformed into a mental slavery. Lack of action to make a change is a choice as well. Life isn't about choosing between work and happiness. It's about creating balance. In this video, I'll show you how to thrive in both without compromise. Do you feel like work is consuming your life? What if I told you it's possible to excel at work and enjoy your personal life? Let's try to find this balance, and first of all, let's define it. I'm personally not really in favor of the word balance, as many people really misunderstand it. They take it on the face of it and they think that you need to work 8 hours, you need to sleep 8 hours and do something for yourself or family the another 8 hours. It's never like that, and it's never going to be like that. I like to replace it with the word integration, or looking at the balance over a longer period of time. It might happen that 1 month you spend 80% of your time at work. It happens to all of us. But it also might happen that in the other time you are able to drop it to 40% or take a few days off and dedicate it to something completely different. Work-life balance can feel impossible when the deadlines pile up and your personal life completely disappears. But many people feel like they have to choose between career success and personal happiness. But here's the truth, you don't have to. The secret lies in redefining the balance, not as perfection, but as a system that works for you, and it can evolve over time. It will swing into one direction, it will swing into the other one. It's like walking on the tightrope. You're never exactly straight. You'll be balanced one way or another as you go, but the most important is for you not to fall. And here are 5 strategies to create sustainable work-life balance. First, define your boundaries. Work doesn't have to bleed into every moment of your life all the time. Start by setting clear boundaries. For example, commit not to read emails or write emails after 7 p.m. or dedicate your weekends to personal time. These small changes protect your energy. Even in the example I mentioned at the beginning, it's fine if you need to work 10-12 hours a day for a period of time. If you push to have a little bit more relaxed time after that to balance it out. But you know what's the problem? Many people don't have the courage to ask. They're afraid that by relaxing for a few weeks or taking time off, they show the sign of weakness. Like, not really, it's assertiveness. And above all, even in the situation, like I mentioned earlier, there are still boundaries that you should set it in order to align with the point 2. Strategy 2, prioritize with purpose. Not everything on your to-do list matters equally. The same it might happen that not everything in your life matters the same. What is it that you want to achieve in your life, and why is that? What's your vision? What are your values that drive the boundaries that we set out in the point 1? If you want to become a partner at an investment bank or a law firm, and you really believe that you were born for that position and you are able to sacrifice everything else, that's okay, that's your choice. But don't do it just because you chose that career and now you don't care that much anymore even. I'm sticking to this example as a hard-working schedule is very prevalent in this industry, and you might be in it as well. But remember one thing, if you have a schedule like this, it is your choice. It is always your choice. I won't say that slavery doesn't exist anymore, because it is still a big problem in some places in the world. But thankfully, slavery decreased over the centuries, and hopefully you are not part of it. It transformed into a mental slavery. You're being a slave to a career that you set out and that you're not even enjoying anymore, most likely. Or to someone else's expectations, your parents, your spouse maybe, or maybe someone that you admire. Remember that everything is to be prioritized. And you can always make a decision to prioritize something else in your life, as long as this is what you want. Like if you want to focus on the career and working in the particular industry, that can be a choice. But remember, you need to do that consciously. Don't just stick to it because someone told you to do so, or because you chose it at the very beginning and then over time you just lost passion for this kind of work. Like, you can change the industry, you can change the job, but you need to be able to reflect and prioritize where you want to go. Strategy 3, schedule downtime. Balance doesn't happen by accident. You need to plan for it. Block time in your calendar for rest, hobbies, family, and treat it like any other meeting. These moments recharge you for work. Recharge your batteries before they go flat and you can't go on anymore. Review your schedule and time regularly and try to balance it out on the macro scale. I mentioned earlier that there might be a situation where 1 month you work a little bit longer. That's fine. Balance it out in the other. But take that holistic view on your life and see whether there is a certain level of balance between these different areas of your life. Strategy 4. Learn to say no. Protecting your time means learning to say no to unnecessary commitments. It's not about being difficult. It's about valuing what matters most. Of course, I'm not telling you to say no to something just like that because you don't like it. And of course, I don't know your situation either. But if you earned your right to say no through hard work and regular delivery on what you need to do, you gain credit that you can draw from at the time that you actually need to say no to something. Beware to become that person that we always know and is in every company that will never say no and always gets overloaded and over time just burns. Strategy 5. Reflect and adjust. Balance is a moving target. Take 10 minutes at the end of each week to reflect. What worked, what didn't, adjust as needed to stay aligned with your priorities. Do you feel that you need to make a change or not? Bonus thought. Also, beware of one point. If your work truly aligns with what you love and what you feel your purpose is, very often it doesn't feel like work. And depending on your leadership level in the organization, once you reach a certain point, your responsibility is bigger than just your job. Very often it is the safety and the well-being of the whole team, and during crisis, your presence might be critical. Similarly, look at people like Steve Jobs, Michael Jordan, or Mother Teresa to give the variety here. The job was not a job, it was their life. It intertwined every moment of their life, and that's okay because that's what their purpose was. And I'm sure you never hear them complaining about work-life balance. But still, even then, it's always your choice. And remember one thing, lack of action to make a change is a choice as well. You choose to stay in the environment that you are in. Achieving work-life balance isn't about being perfect. It's about being intentional. Define your boundaries, prioritize what matters, and schedule time for yourself. These small steps create the harmony that you deserve. What strategy will you take?